Hi everyone, it's Cindy here with Love to Scrap for Fun, and I have created a Bambi little golden book junk journal, and this is from the little library collection that you can buy at Walmart. It's the newer edition. It's the 8 by 8 size book. It's a little bigger than the traditional little golden books, but it was a lot of fun altering this book, making a 2.5-inch spine, and there's fabric on this piece of spine, and I was able to save the edge of it where it has the blue little golden book themed spine there. And I filled it in with some pom-pom trim, and there's some green trim there. I do have a tassel that I put a metal eyelet in the middle there, and a couple of jump rings and a key ring. And there's lots of fibers that coordinate with the colors of the album. I made this adorable little mini Bambi book. I saw it in the idea in someone's YouTube tutorial, and I can't remember who it is, but I kind of did my own version of one and just kind of made it out of cardboard and lined paper. And then I have a little eyelet in the back and right there. And this is just a little black elastic hairband. And I sewed a little bead right there for the fastener. And then I did create little tassels from the signature ties with little beads on them. And I did tie it in as one signature. It's kind of cute. It adds a little bit of charm to this, something different that I don't see a lot. I did have some forest buttons, Bambi buttons. There's Bambi, there's Owl, there's the skunk, and over here is the fox. And it just kind of coordinates right there on the spine. It's kind of cool. This is a Tim Holtz curio knob that I put into the cover. And this is a plastic hair tie where I put a metal eyelet, and the fastener just encloses it like such. And I have a couple of pockets here. There's a tag here, and I did machine stitching around. I got a lot of different images that I printed out of the traditional Bambi images. Here's a little handmade envelope out of some light scrapbook paper that I had in my stash. And I cut out a lot of little images through the book and adhered them as decoration. And then there's just a little cardstock piece in there. This is a little fastener here to tuck your little envelope in. And there's Nuvo drops with glossy dimensional gloss on there with some wooden buttons. And here's a little envelope. You could keep anything you want in there. And I just kind of added this to it right there. And I used very large rickrack to just cover the seam between the fabric in the inside of the spine. And I did that on both sides over here. The inside of the last book, the page, last cover, I did the same over here. I did add another envelope and the same kind of closure with some buttons. And here's another little mini envelope that opens up this way. I have little thumper images that I fussy cut and adhered on there. And it's just a cute little envelope. Goes right there. And this is another tag with some fancy green thread machine stitching around it. So back to the front of the book. I kept the story. There's 2 signatures because this book had 2 signatures in it, and I kept the story pages in order and just added different scrapbook papers and embellishments like corrugated paper and coordinating ruffles. And here's the fussy cut with a little tuck with a cute little tag. And there's a pocket here with ribbon trim. Here is a mini notebook pad, some more images, and that's my little stamp, handmade with love there. On the back cover, I have a little tuck here with a little tag, and I just put plain paper in there for writing paper, and I sewed it in as a signature. Here's a larger tag with a tab. And you can see these pages are 8 by 8, and I kept the original pages in its original format. Or sorry, this would make a great, I thought it would make a great baby boy baby shower gift, or just to anybody that loves Bambi. I did have some colored paper, copy paper in here, and I did some stamping. I have some, there is a bird. I just use different kinds of stamps that I have in my stash. And I also use some images, forest animal images in here that are like 5 by 7 size. And I added washi tape to make it sturdy. And there's lots of writing space. I've got lots of lined notebook papers in here. I've got some graph paper, ledger paper. And this is a calendar that has a forest scene on it that I created it into. I machine stitched the edges so it creates a pocket, and I added just a little note card out of cardstock with some stamping on it. And this is a little tuck right there with a image. And this is out of some cardstock that I had. And I made a belly band, and I layered this ruffle on the belly band with some corrugated paper, and I sewed some buttons on there. And here's a winter Bambi image that I had in place to do your writing, journaling. And here's some children's writing paper. There's like 3 of those there, and some more forest animal images. And here is a, what do you call them, manila envelopes. And I have fun with those because I keep layering them with tucks. And I put a little top tuck up there with a big old tag with lots of writing space. You could use these as bookmarkers. And you'll see I did green zigzag machine stitching throughout that coordinates with all the colors. Here's a little tuck I made out of corrugated paper with a button. And here's a little mini notebook made out of some scraps of graph paper. The little button there, and there's Flower the skunk. And here's a little side pocket here. It's just a little card with a tab. And this is made out of a Starbucks gift card holder. And I just lined it with some graph paper. And it just opens up right there to hide your little secret journaling that you don't want, that you want to keep tucked away. And here's an image of Thumper, of Thumper's mommy and all the babies there, and a tag with little Thumper there. And here's this first set of signature ties, and I just put some flower punch and a butterfly punch on those ties. Here's a little belly band I made out of corrugated paper. Actually, it's from a Starbucks cup warm, the thing that they put around the, what do you call them? Around the to-go cups, so you don't burn your hands. I save those and I use them in my scrapbooks. And I layered it with a lot of punches. I textured the leaves with my thing that I've had it for ages, that you make your paper wavy and kind of corrugated. So it does a really good job with texturing like different punched out things that you have that you want to layer. Here's a little envelope with a blank card out of a craft type cardstock with some washi tape, and another little tag with Thumper and his girlfriend. And here is the side pocket with, and this, I left this blank. It's made out of a manila envelope or file folder, manila file folder. And then there's the top tuck here, the top envelope. And there's a large tag, and this is Bambi. It's like a Christmas scene. I did make this journal before Christmas, but it's taken me quite a while to get the video done and listed on Etsy. I actually made 4 junk journals during my Christmas break. I work for a school district. I'm a special ed secretary, and I work Monday through Friday full time, and I do this in the evenings and on the weekends, and Christmas breaks are great because then I have time to do my junk journals, but then I don't do the videos very often, and the listing, I have them all made, but then it takes me time to it's a lot of work, you know, all the steps you have to do, make sure your video is all good, and make sure my nails are painted, and I already messed it up right there, and make sure my hands don't look all wrinkled and dried, because in the winter over here in Idaho, we have the weather is just dry. And even though it's cold outside, so the cold makes your skin more dry, especially if you take hot showers, and that dries out your skin more. So I'm trying to not make my hands look so old. I don't like the thought of getting old. Every year, get older. This is a little flip out I made out of an envelope, and it has little pull outs with little tags with tabs on them, and a place you could probably put your photo. And here's the calendar page with a stamped piece of cardstock with a tab on it, like a little file. And there's the ledger paper, and then there's like 4 things of lined paper, and I put stamping on them. Here's an owl and a forest butterfly, and here's the colored paper. This is kind of stamped through. And there's the butterfly. And this is the cutest little image I found. And it's fussy cut. I fussy cut it really, really good. It's very detailed. So it turned out really cute. And here's some cards. This page I decorated really cute. It turned out really good. I fussy cut this owl out on top of some cardstock, so it's sturdy because it sticks out like that, so it won't bend. And then I added the corrugated paper to look like a tree and a branch. Added a button, and these fussy cut images are on top of the layered leaves that I punched out, and then I added threads in there also to give it dimension, and a bunch of green threads that I got from the leftover fabric on these ruffles, so that it turned out really cute. Here's a large image, and here's the pocket. And I've got a fox, and then there's the extra little tag held by a brad on the top there. So you can kind of put it over the pocket like that. And here's an index card with a little fussy cut image. And then there's the pages of the Bambi story. And there's a piece of cardstock, and I thought it went well with this picture on this other side with the sentiment saying, follow your heart and you will never be lost. And then there's some machine stitching around and a ruffle. I put a lot of thought into these. These take me a long time, but it's good therapy for me because I like to go alone in my craft room away from people, because at work I'm around people all day. I'm emailing teachers back and forth, and then the people in the office. And so when I come home, I'm all peopled out. So my therapy is to go to my craft room and just do lots of creative things. And I have such a huge collection of scrapbook supplies because I've been scrapbooking for a good 30 years or so. And so I have quite the stash built up. So I just figure it's my retirement. It's part of my retirement. I have lots of yarn and stuff too because I knit and crochet. So I'll never be bored. If I retire, I'm still going to be working and making things. There's some graph paper, all the fussy cut images. A belly band, and here's some more of the punched leaves and some blue butterflies on there. And this is an envelope, and it's got the Christmas image of Bambi and Thumper. And then I adhered that image on top. And there's a fox, and there's also the stamp of a fox and a bird nest. So this Bambi book, it covers like spring, winter, fall. And so these images are like fall forest images. So you can't go wrong. You got all 4 seasons that are in this book. There's a squirrel and 4 pages of lined paper here. There's some cardstock. There's a spiral clip here. And there's a large tag. There's a little tag and smaller tag, round one, and some tickets. And this is just a little, one of those little folds that you make out of thin scrapbook paper that has all kinds of cute little pockets. You can just layer all your little goodies in those. And it comes out pretty cute. If I could just, I feel like I'm all thumbs right now. Okay, and then there's your graph papers, like 4 pages of those with some stamping on them. Here is a mini little paper bag, and so it's got a couple levels of pockets. There's a large tag there that goes inside of it, and you could keep all your goodies inside of this little bag. And then there's a little tuck space here with another little paper bag with a blank tag. And this is a really cute little 3D accent. And this side has a large type of tag that I adhered on there and just made a little side tuck. And a little top tuck there. And then all these fussy cuts I had on the pages. Lots of journaling space. And there's a forest frog and a firefly. And here is another page that has lots of levels of tucks. There's like a bookmarker with a lot of stamping with a chipmunk and some acorns and leaves. And then here's a top tuck right here. I've got a little envelope there and a tag. And then at the bottom I've got some, these are like Tim Holtz tickets. And a little tag with a stamped bunny. And then of course there's a side tuck with some heavy duty coordinating cardstock. It's kind of a rust orange, maybe pumpkin color or something like that. And then there's the fussy cut image there. And 4 things of, there's graph paper and lined paper. There's 3 things of it. And then the storybook in order of sequence. And here's another page where I got an envelope, a pocket there with a large tag made out of craft cardstock, and then a little coin envelope with some fussy cut images and a tag. And it has my imprint that says handmade by Cindy Arthur, love to scrap for fun. And the other side has some fussy cut images. This is cardstock that already had the, like, I think those are sycamore or birch trees. It's a forest scene anyway. And there's layers of the leaves and the messy thread underneath. And then you got your storybook pages. And then the very last page is the cardstock, fancy glossy cardstock with a huge tag. And then there's just an extra image that I included in there as well, and a fabric tag or fabric ruffle. And I used some coordinating lace trim, and it's machine stitched. And then I love this quote, always look on the bright side. And then I showed you all that already. And that's it. And I am including a gift to whoever buys this. This is just an envelope here that is like a money envelope, a bank envelope they call them. And there's a bunch of extras in there. I believe I made a little mini notepad out of some cardstock and a bunch of papers. And it slides right in there. And anyway, and then there's some nameplates. And I'm just going to include that as an extra gift in this junk journal. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed. And please click like if you enjoyed this video. And do subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.